Alright, so let's have the review of last session.
Baka.
What's his face?
Try to murder everyone with a giant golem Goliath made out of animals.
Dragon Golem. Yeah, that was pretty
Birdzilla.
interesting. He also grabbed the attention of some of the people too, which was very scary.
Anything else worth noting?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
We eventually saved the whale.
Megumi has fallen madly in love with Karu.
Not madly in love. I
that's
have
true.
a big crush, as witnessed with my wink.
You were hugging Karu. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's more than anyone else has done so far. Let's see. Let's see.
And then everyone had nightmares.
Yeah, everyone saw their deepest despair, basically, or their deepest
You're welcome.
disaster.
Just because I couldn't handle it.
I mean, I almost froze over everything. I kind of did, but it got better.
Yeah, do you have any of you seen RE0?
Yes.
No.
Well, I just imagine the scene at the end where the familiar like starts manifesting and just freezing over the world. That's how I kind of imagine that.
Oh, that where it's like you failed and then like freezing everything and
Yeah.
takes his head or whatever.
Yeah.
The
basically.
eternal winter.
Yes. And then it was like, nope, let's not do that.
That's a spectacular way to fail.
All right, what else?
Can't remember.
Let's see.
Let's see. I'm trying to go in order.
There was the flesh dragon. There was the
Oh.
ice.
Yeah, there was ice. There was the whale.
There was the whale.
beach, and freaking
Oh yeah, the
Chico
whale.
has, like water powers.
That. What do you
Definitely.
mean? Why do you say it like that? Doesn't everyone?
No.
Yeah, that's a fucking idiot. That's right,
Carter
thank you.
refuses to believe this.
Fucking idiot. Surprised with me.
Oh, Judas's class was completely crushed. Poor Judas.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. And let's see. We did meditations. Most of everyone succeeded pretty well, except for Lucilia. Poor Lucilia. Max is still stuck in his prison.
Oh, what? Not Lucilla, but what's her face? She refused to do it. Yeah.
Oh,
Vera
Vera.
was the first to be called upon. She
And
decided-
refused.
decided not to do that.
Like a bitch. I did it. Nothing bad happened.
Sure.
I gave in to the power. Delicious, delicious power.
Nothing bad.
Ever.
No
happened.
negative consequences for anyone whatsoever.
I need the orb. This whole session is about me trying to get the orb.
You
Gosh,
trying to
man.
get the orb.
I can only be saved by the power of love.
Carl looks at you. Oh, crud! Did you catch a cold from my?
No.
Did
I apologize for that.
Did you catch a cold? All right. So what's the plan?
Okay, so we last left off going back to the dorms. Or lunch, dinner. No, yes, dinner.
Something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
finished
Food.
dinner and getting ready for bed.
So, the next day is our day off. We don't have any classes, which means preparation.
Yes. You remember where?
Yes, I do.
The
center
dungeon.
of it all.
The orb. I mean,
What? I don't think the orb's there. What are you talking about?
nothing. Oh,
All right. So the next morning comes around. It's about 7, 8-ish in the morning. Is there anything specific any of you are doing?
Nothing specific, no.
getting ready for the day.
Should
Yeah.
start kind of prepping some stuff and then go for breakfast.
All right. Well, there are some things that are going to happen. So,
Okay.
I don't know if I
Who-
like the way you say that, but
Is it?
who wants to go first?
I will.
You will? All right, game 2.
That's okay.
Okay. So, you get a little knock on your door in the morning.
Okay. Akio gets up to answer it, yawning.
At the door, you see Chiho kind of standing there, looking around kind of awkward, looking at her feet. And she's like, "Hey, Akiho, can I come in?"
Hey, yeah, come on in. I wave her in, still in my pajamas, I think. I don't know. I don't know what time of the day it is, but I
it-
assume it's pretty early.
It's, it's still around 7, 8. So still pretty early in the morning. All right, she comes in and she kind of awkwardly sits down and she's like, uh, and she's just kind of sitting there, being kind of awkward.
Akiho will, sit beside her. So, what's going on? You alright?
Yeah, well, it's just kind of, well, I kind of had a nightmare and kind of don't want to be alone right now.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, you know, it, what last night, yesterday, uh, what did you see when Megumi did the whatever she did?
Well, I saw my family and friends, just, leaving me alone, not liking me, Akio trying to not exactly state what was going on, but close enough to the truth.
All right. So, uh, she kind of like twiddles her thumbs and she says, "So it was bad for you too?"
I didn't enjoy it at all, no.
She looks around and she says, "You you remember me telling you about, my friend?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I saw." And
Oh, okay. And Akio just like gives her a hug or whatever.
she just kind of is just kind of sitting there and she says, after I talked with you, I thought I'd gotten over it, but after yesterday, it's just hard, you know."
Yeah, I understand. What happened? It seems to have like brought out our deepest, darkest fears, and I don't know
She
if we'll ever get over our worst traumas.
she looks up at you and she says, "I, you know, I really, I really don't want to be thinking things like this. I want I want to believe everyone is friends here, but she kind of looks around for a second, like checking to see if anyone's watching, and she says, uh, she says, really, besides you, you're the only one I trust here, and Megumi scares me, like, a lot.
I'm happy you feel that way about me. You're my best friend here too. Excuse me.
You okay?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Just a weird something caught in my throat.
She she looks up at you really seriously now, and she says, do you think she could have done it? Do you think Leon and she can do weird things to your mind, and she's always mean all the time, and she did that thing, and if she did that to Leon, do you think maybe it was her?
Akio's gonna get like a dark, upset look on her face, kind of. I don't want to believe that she could have done it, but her powers are scary. She seems to be able to read people's minds and make us see dark things.
Chiho reaches down and grabs one of your hands and looks up at you, and she says, promise me that if you promise me that we'll stick together, and that if it does turn out to be her, that we can trust each other. You're the only one that I believe in here.
Absolutely, I promise you. The same for you as well, right?
You see a little tear like out of her eye, and she like kind of wipes it away, and she just nods and she says, I should probably go get ready. And she gets up.
Yeah, let's meet downstairs for breakfast. I'll make something nice.
And she just smiles and leaves. Alright, let's go back to game 1.
Alright.
Stuff. What's up?
Alright, well, David's making a new character, so we're gonna give him
I was
some
about
time.
to make that joke.
Who wants to go next?
I can go if you're microwaving something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Okay. Game 2.
I want the orbit, must be mine.
Alright.
No.
So, you... So, what is your morning routine right now?
I'm going to, pretty myself up, but now that I kind of have a crush, I'm going to put a little something, I don't know, hopefully something Karu notices. Maybe something some kind of small decoration that's different from what I normally wear. A little bit more colorful. That's pretty much it.
Alright, you come up with something and let me know.
It's just like a little. Okay, so I got long hair. I think I'll change earrings that I don't normally wear.
Okay. Alright, so about when do you leave?
What time do we need to be down?
You don't have a specific time, but it is around 7 or 8 in the morning now.
Okay. I would head down around 7:30ish. I'm not gonna sleep in. I actually have a little bit of energy.
Well, as soon as you open the door, you start to walk out, and you almost bump into Isabella, who's just standing in front of your door, staring at your door.
Okay, fucking creepy. So, I'm rather more shocked than empathetic or anything. I was like, Can I help you? I say, just kind of staring at her.
She says, "Good morning."
Yeah, good morning. Do you need something, Isabella?
She's looks up at you and she says, "Can you make me see one of those weird dreams again?"
And in my mind, she is referring to the. Did I know that she had those?
I mean, what you remember is everyone just being like, whatever you did sucked, and that's really all you have for a frame of reference.
So I can deduce from that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of. I kind of want to question her, but I'm more like curious than anything. Except I fuck up on the delivery by just going like, why? Kind of like a little bit suspicious. I try not to give suspicion away, but it leaks out of my voice easily.
She says, it was very weird and I don't remember it. I think it was supposed to make me sad, but I didn't understand. Everyone else was sad, but I don't get it.
Oh, why do you want? You want to be sad,
No,
or do you just want to understand it?
I don't want to be confused.
Well, there is only one way to see that. I would have to get my hands on that orb again. I shrug.
She tilts her head.
When I connected with it, that's how I was able to express that. It's honestly the only way. I say kind of just, putting one hand up, like thinking nothing of it.
Oh, she just says, and then she says, "Okay," and you get a subtle hint of disappointment as she just turns around and starts walking away.
That's fine. I'm not here to disappoint her. I hope he notices what I'm wearing, though.
As she's leaving, you see the elevator open and Judas is walking out of the elevator.
That comes out of my mouth. Like walking out of the elevator, heading to my floor?
Heading towards you.
Oh.
And he calls out from the elevator and he says, "Good morning, Miss Nakamura."
Morning. It's a little early for pool, isn't it?
Oh, I meant Gustav, not Judas. My bad.
Gustav. Oh, okay.
My bad.
Okay. Is there any reason for this visit?
No, it was Judas. It was Judas.
Okay. Okay, so I go with the original one.
Yeah. He's like, huh? Oh, yeah. Well, it's not too early, but anyway, when you get a minute, Gustav wants to see you.
Fine. Does it have to be now? Would it be easier if it's now?
I mean, I wouldn't keep Gustav waiting.
Fine, let's go. I just say, kind of crossing my arms. It's totally interrupting my vibe. I was vibing.
Alright, you get in the elevator and, he pushes the first floor button or the second floor button, and he's just kind of sitting in the elevator, kind of awkwardly silent. And
okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
And it finally dings to the second floor, and whenever you open it, you see um, the room is empty except for Gustav, and he's standing by the window, just kind of looking out. And Judas kind of pushes you out of the elevator abruptly, and hits the close button on the elevator door. And now you're just
So
in
I'm looking
Gustav.
back, just
Yeah.
ugh.
In Gustav's office. He's just kind of looking out the window.
I
And
turn and look at him. He's just dramatically looking at the window, like hands behind his back, kind of bullshit.
actually, you see a little puff of smoke. And he says, "Miss Nakamura, please have a seat."
Okay, I say, annoyed, a little bit annoyed. I'm trying to, I guess, feign that I'm not concerned. So let me fake that, I guess. Terribly. So I pull over a seat and, sit down.
That's not terrible.
Well, not that good either.
Whenever you sit down, he slowly turns to face you, and you see that he has a cigar in his mouth, and he takes a seat in his, classic. It's the classic like Godfather setup, right? Where he's got the desk and he's in the chair. He doesn't have the cat, but that's basically what it looks like. And he takes a seat in his chair and puts his cigar down in an ashtray. And he says, "I'm sure you know why I called you here this morning."
Actually, I don't.
He sighs, just like a, and he just looks at you for a moment, and he says, "I'm here to. I called you here to get some answers about the other day."
The other day? Is he referring to yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'll ask them. Is like the other day. You mean yesterday?
Yes, Miss Nakamura.
So what do you want to know?
He says,
Getting a lot of static. There we go.
He says, "The orb. I saw you give into it."
My eyes immediately go kind of like slit, like angry, like give into it.
He crosses his arms and he says, "You know how lucky you were? You could have died right then and there. If I didn't cut you off at that moment." And he just kind of picks up his cigar again and takes another drag.
Yeah, well, but I didn't. And if I did die right there, then that would speak against your abilities now, wouldn't it? We're here to get stronger, aren't we? And so far, I haven't done anything to do that. I say, my tone getting more curt and a little harsher, like louder. Not much louder, but a little louder.
He his eyebrows kind of furrow and he says, "Maybe Judas was right. Maybe all of you weren't ready. This is not a sprint to power, little lady. As you saw very clearly, too much power too soon is dangerous for everyone involved. And I would have thought that you, as mature as you seem to think that you are, would have realized that. But what concerns me the most is why do you even want this power so badly that you would risk your life for it?
I kind of just like roll my eyes at him. I was like, "Have you tried living without power? It's shit." I tell him, kind of like leaning forward. I stand up and I stand up and I do like the kind of angry leaning, like on the table kind of thing towards him. You know, both hands on the table leaning thing. It's shit. Everyone takes advantage of you. You can't do anything when you see something wrong happen in front of you. People respect the powerful. People listen to the powerful. I mean, here in this room, I'm to listen to you because you're more powerful than me and you have authority. Isn't that right? If you're thinking, yeah, I didn't like lean back and I crossed my arms and I kind of just like turned my head a little bit, like, you know, an attitude. I was like, if you think I'm going to go all supervillain, then just strike me down. You have that capability, don't you?
He uh, he says, I don't want to strike anyone down. I want to have to avoid doing that. And he glares at you very, very intently, and he says, I know what it is to be powerless. Do not make that mistake. I was not even aware of my powers for most of my life. You're lucky in that. And he looks away and he says, I spent most of my life working for those powerful people doing the terrible things they told me to do. I don't want you to end up the same way in some blind pursuit of I don't know what.
I'll just be glad in the fact that I would do it for me and my justice as opposed to working for somebody else.
He sighs and he says, that's the problem with the people at the top who gets to dictate what their justice is. Miss Nakamura, I'm going to ask you flatly. Were you involved with Leon at all? Were you flexing your power and it went wrong?
I'm going to turn around and it's not an innocent child, but I am going to get fucking pissed. How dare you? Let me see what I can. There we go. So I'm gonna turn around. So I had my hands crossed, remember, and I kind of had that like look, and I looked down. Well, I'm slowly going to like have a shaky fist and turn around and catch his glare, and I'm gonna look at him, and I'm just gonna say, "How dare you?" Along with the voice of my companion, kind of just that I want to do like an echoey voice kind of thing.
Okay.
And at that moment, Kaze, I don't think I'm gonna hurt him, but I think I might.
Okay. What are you gonna try to do?
I'm gonna attempt to. Let's see. Try to grab him with chains that bind us.
Okay.
It's shit.
Well, he is going to do just nothing happens.
Nullify.
Or the chains start to rise up and then they just disappear.
I want to use that moment. As he does that, he'll probably beat me, but I am going to just try and punch him now, like straight up.
Ah,
So let.
all right. Roll me an EV
Or it's ACV, right?
roll me an initiative. Actually.
Boom. Damn it.
All right. Roll me a DCV.
All right. This is like I'm saying how dare you, and then this is like a not really trained punch, but it's like a raging punch, and I'm going to have like a couple tears in my eyes.
Oh dang. You he goes to he goes to grab you and throw you down. But or you don't know he's going to try to throw you down, but you try to punch him and he just kind of does the Sebis monk, just like dodge back, like with no emotion on his face, and he reaches out to grab you, but you kind of just like take a step back, and in that moment, you see his hand go to his hip, um, and he says, "There it is, that darkness inside you. What drives it? I do not understand. What in your life was so terrible? You have a family that loves you, and friends that care. I don't understand what is driving your lust for power."
You don't understand me. I'm just gonna try and hit him with shit off the table, like I'm flying in a rage. You think you understand me? Everyone thinks they could just understand me, and like he's like just assuming a bunch of things. What would just be like? I guess would that be an ACV as well, just to throw random shit?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah,
Roll,
it's
throw.
like a stapler.
Stapler. Okay. you,
I hit him with it. It's probably not hard, but it's still just ah!
yeah, you like hit him in the chest and it like bounces off his chest, and he doesn't look amused, and and he just he just shakes his head. Like as soon as you hit him with the stapler, he says, "We're done here." And he just turns back around and looks out the window.
Yeah, because you can be done. You have that power. I say, just clenching my fist, and I storm out.
Judas is do you take the elevator or the stairs?
If the elevator is not ready, I'm just gonna hit the button a couple times. If it doesn't show up instantly, I'm gonna go downstairs. You know, that kind of
the
anger.
elevator does open immediately, but Judas is kind of sitting there with his arms crossed.
I am gonna try not to sniffle in front of him. Is that a soul, I guess?
Yes.
I'm sniffle.
Sniffle.
The total sniffle.
Okay.
I'm like I'm kind of doing the sucking in the sob kind of thing.
You see Judas kind of frown as the doors close, and Judas just kind of says, "Sure does have a way with people, doesn't he?"
Yeah, it's a dick.
He laughs and he just says, "Yes, but a reliable one."
I just give him the kind of thing.
and he the elevator dings at whatever floor that you pressed, and he before you leave the elevator, Judas is just kind of says, you know, whatever he's doing it to look out for you. Just remember that.
Yeah, whatever. I give him like a curt whatever. Like I'm trying not to be mean to him, but I'm trying to be a bit dismissive.
All right.
That's how I'm coming off.
As you leave, give me a soul check. Okay. You just see him kind of shake his head and smirk as you leave.
All right,
All right, back to game one.
I'm back.
Okay.
Nothing
I
happened.
have 3 talents I need. Nothing at all, apparently.
Nothing at all. Nothing happened.
I
Okay.
totally believe you.
Absolutely nothing happened. Well, Karu, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. It is pretty early in the morning. What are you up to?
So it's pretty early in the morning. I'd probably first get up, and so we're getting ready for stuff. I want to make sure to bring, get some tools. What tools I can ready for the trip, because it's gonna be probably a good day to get there.
All right. But before you do that, what are you doing in the early morning?
In the early morning, well, I could still do my spar. It's not stormy, is it?
No,
Okay, I could go up to the top floor then.
it's
My
partly cloudy. Well, before you leave your room, you do get a knock on your door.
Oh, okay. I'll open the door.
It is. Hold on. My name is Vera. It is Vera. She's standing there in her uniform, you know, standing tall. And she says, I'm sorry, was I disturbing you?
Oh, not at all. Please. Do you need something?
Miss Lucilia would like to have a word with you when you have the time.
Sure. You have time now. If
Excellent.
She's willing to see me.
Excellent. Yes. And she says, she is waiting for you.
I'll go see her right away.
All right. Vera knocks on the door, and you hear Lucilia's voice say, "Come in." And you do, and it's the room as you remember it, and she's sitting on her couch with a little cup of tea in her hand, sipping on it, in one of her little dresses, looking very stately as always. And she says, "Ah, Karu, I'm glad you came sooner rather than later. There's something I'd like to discuss with you."
Very well. I guess I'll take a seat. If there's a seat there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like two couches on either side of a table, kind of living room setup.
Okay.
Vera goes and stands behind the couch, behind Lucilia.
Okay.
And she says, she puts down her teacup and she says, "So, what did you think about yesterday?"
Oh, you mean with the orb, right?
Yes.
Well, Not what I expected. It was very much very, I'd say, honestly, startling to see an item of such power. Um, Even when in use, it's still weighs on my mind.
Yes, I'm curious to know what such power would feel like. But power given to us by others is not truly our power, is it?
It's not. I would say it's not exactly what was asked for to begin with, but it is what we have.
Your display was quite impressive. I am further reinforced that I chose you to be my bodyguard. However, that is not what I called you here to discuss. Was there anything that you noticed or were paying attention to during the whole incident? What did you learn from it?
Well, there are a lot that our powers can be, I guess, that we would have not expanded upon or thought about. For instance, Megumi's ability was very, very strong. Very, it's brought out some dark things that I wouldn't want to relive again. And for Lawrence's powers, what I found most distressful about that is that even some of us were being kind of pulled towards him.
You see her kind of smile a little bit, and she says, "Ah, I'm glad you were paying attention." Yes, I find that quite concerning as well. Like you said, the orb seems to display many talents that we might not have thought us capable of. And she leans back and crosses her arm and puts one on her chin, and she says, "Or perhaps revealed some powers that had been concealed."
Since we may be still knowing of what our abilities are capable of, it's possible that one could have spurned at any under any response.
Yes, but what I am worried about is I fear that there is someone among us who has powers more potent than what they are leading us to believe. Specifically, I don't trust Lawrence, she says just flat out. Just his shy act is very convincing. But really, who among us here has been in a position to know the movements of everyone and displayed the talent to affect their actions. Perhaps the only other is Megumi, but but really, I think she's just a hot-headed, hormonal teenager, and I have no fear of her. I don't think her capable of much beyond basic algebra. But Lawrence, he is deceptively intelligent, and I don't trust him.
I mean, fair point. Though we don't have any solid evidence that it was him that has caused any issues yet.
Because he is smart. Karu, keep an eye on him and don't trust him for anything.
Alright. Very well.
Us three in this room are the only ones that can be relied upon. Do not forget that. The others may try to coerce you to their own ends. But do not let that distract you. Make no mistake, Karu. Everyone here are our enemies. Until we find out what exactly has been happening.
I will do what I can to make the best decisions I can.
That is good to hear. Well, that's all I wanted to talk to you about, Karu.
Thank you. Is there anything I need to take care of while we're here?
Go ahead and roll me a mind shield.
Okay.
Did I roll it twice? I did. Oh well. You have to beat an 11.
Mind shield.
Yes.
Gosh dang.
Well,
I know it's not that strong, but dang.
You know that she you're pretty sure that she did just read your mind just now, but she does say you plan on sneaking off somewhere? I don't think that's very safe, Karu. You might want to choose your company more wisely.
Have I not told her about this? I thought she knew.
I don't think you've told anyone, but you actually haven't told anyone.
Oh, okay. Oh. Yes. Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, well, if you want to know, we were planning on taking a party out to go visit this place closer to the center of the island. If you would like to partake.
I think I would. There are mysteries to be solved on this island. And she kind of frowns and she says, honestly, I don't feel like I can rely on anyone to solve them, but I...
Well, everyone's got their part in solving, I'm sure. Certain people can find out different information.
Well, Karu, just send word and will be there.
Very well. And I will stand up, bid her good morning, and then I'll head out the door.
All right. Let's go back to game 1.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Everyone's dead
sad
already.
thing is, Lucilia's dead now because she found out the truth.
Yes.
So
It was only time.
yeah, she had to read his mind at that moment. You know, she knew it was coming, but she wasn't quick enough.
Now his dull blade has been sharpened by her blood.
Yes.
Gosh dang it.
Ow, my back.
All right. Well, all of you have had interesting mornings. What are you now going to do?
I guess I have to eat breakfast. I'm angry as fuck.
Yep, gotta go eat that breakfast.
Yep.
All right. Well, when you get in there, you see Saphira cooking breakfast as always. You see Sora and Isabella and you actually see Max there.
Nice.
And Chiho's there too. You do not see Lawrence or Lucilia or Vera. Oh, Max is sitting at the table with Sora, and they seem to be chatting.
Good for them.
Good. I mean, like, Max has been stuck in that room for a while, so it's good. So, I guess... Are we all three here at the same time?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Basically all of you are getting there at around similar times.
Okay.
Okay. Akiho will greet people, but make sure to go to the kitchen. It's time to cook.
You refuse to eat anyone's cooking.
That is my only weakness.
Okay. Karu might be poisoning your food. You never know.
Yes.
Could be. I don't know.
He could
Shit.
be. Maybe he's in league with Sappho.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Who knows?
I'm going to sit by myself, if it's possible.
I mean, no one's stopping you, and
Good.
unless
I'm kinda-
Akiho is.
Because I do not like the moment. Okay, so it's gonna be obvious that the moment I see Max and Sora eating together, I'm just gonna go. I guess I just let out a little ugh, and then I just go fine. I'm not like the furthest darkest corner, but I'm just like 2 tables away.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a soul roll, Megumi.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Here it is. Oh, there it goes.
You notice Chiho, when Chiho comes in and gets her food, she sees you sit down, and she kind of like she's walking in that direction and sees you sit down for a moment, and she just kind of stops where she is and just looks around for a second and finds the closest table and kind of sits there.
Okay, but not at my table.
Yes.
Okay.
Is Isabella here?
Isabella is there.
Yeah.
So,
Isabella, you do notice, Megumi, Isabella is heading towards your table.
Well, she can like light me up, so I'm just. Well, she's also like very plain, so if she sits at my table, I'm not gonna say shit.
Yeah,
She's very functional.
She sits down and doesn't say anything. She just kind of stares at you. You can give me another soul roll.
Okay.
I don't know
Look
if you
dark.
want to. I don't know if you want to view into those eyes.
Or you
dark.
can
find something you don't want to see.
Or you can read her mind too. You know, that's.
I could, but let me try soul.
Yay, cheese.
She's looking at you expectantly, and her through her plain features, you can tell she's just wants to be around you because, reasons. She's expecting something.
Oh. Well, I just say what? Just matter of factly. Not like angry at her or anything, because it's not her fault and she's a little kid. So I'm just like, what? I say, kind of just like holding a spoon midair.
Nothing. And she just goes back to eating.
And I do the same.
And it's just quiet like that.
At our table, you can hear the scraping of like silver dinnerware on plates. That's pretty much it.
Oh gosh.
But all right. Chihos is sitting like a couple of tables away. You do notice Megumi. Sometimes her head will look up and like catch your eye, but she'll like look away really fast.
Yes. I'm trying not to exude this darkness, but it is there. David, fuck you. That actually sounds good, IRL.
So that's what Akio is gonna make for breakfast, and
I love that stuff.
Snake. Yes. Let's just delete that and go with the snake.
Dude, I've made a
The traditional breakfast snake.
chocolate
Yes.
banana burritos. Those are freaking great.
What?
Yeah, they're a Spanish dish.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're really
Maybe
good. Although
Spanish.
we accidentally used full
Spanish.
sweet chocolate chips instead of half sweetened.
Oh, the
So
semi-sweet,
it
yeah.
was so rich, but it was so good.
So I make that, and then I was gonna have made some of that for Akio, or for not Akio, I'm Akio, for Chiho. Because when we were going down, I was like, "Hey, I'll make you some food."
All right. Well, then she waited for you, but yeah.
Okay, I think this is the command.
Let's see how good it is.
There it goes. There,
I almost clicked on the Atlantean orb just because it looked really cool.
Karu, go ahead and give me a soul roll.
A soul roll. A soul. I guess I'll do that. Did it do it? Okay, there it goes.
Oh god, I'm pissed.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary that you notice. Besides, Max is out
Oh my god, did you
unsupervised.
crit fucking pancake casserole? You fucker.
Oh my god, it is
It's-
delicious.
Oh my gosh, it's never bad rolls. It doesn't matter what it is. It's so
It
good.
is delicious.
That's his true power. It's just like whatever I just set my mind to just kind of works out.
Yeah,
Kyle.
really, I have
Okay.
a variable power, and the only restriction is love and friendship.
Love and friendship, really high.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay.
Oh, why did music stop? Come on.
Did I get
Okay.
a good amount of XP?
So I guess.
Whenever you bring the food out, and she eats some of it, you actually see her eyes kind of sparkle a little, like it's the whole pause thing, and like she looks down and she looks up at you, and her eyes are sparkling, and then she just loses track of everything else around her.
Yes. Mission accomplished. Akio will just laugh and then dig in.
All right, Karu, what are you up to?
I can't hear the music at all. I'm sad.
I can't.
I'm going
Sounds like
to
a personal problem.
gonna grab some food, and I'm gonna sit at Megumi's table.
All right. You you don't really read the mood at all, so you
Nope.
just kind of sit down and yeah.
Okay, so he just sits down. I kind of look at you for a moment, Karu.
And I look at you and I say, morning?
I just blink twice. Morning. Head back down and eating. I am upset.
Isabella says, "Good morning."
Good morning.
Make another soul roll, Karu.
Oh yeah, now you're actually at the table.
Better.
She
Oh,
is
shit.
in a bad mood.
Who's in a bad mood?
Megumi.
I am in a
her-
foul mood in the morning.
Her mood is worse off than typical.
You actually with that he should be able to maybe so around my eyes I had a little bit of liner. It's smudged.
Yeah. She you can see that her eyes are a little puffy too. And also she's wearing different earrings than usual.
Okay.
Does he have knowledge of traditional Japan?
Do you?
Hold on. What would that?
What would that? I don't know. What would
Would that
that
be like
be?
a cultural arts thing?
Let's see. It could be etiquette, just
That
etiquette.
or mind? Yeah, etiquette or mind or
Maybe
something.
etiquette. Okay, I'll do etiquette.
Yeah. I mean,
Traditional.
he lives in
yeah.
a traditional Japanese household.
I have like they're not exact, but they are sort of like a replica of like traditional Japanese women's earring dress.
Yeah, you can tell she's trying to look fancy, or was.
I am upset, but I'm wearing something traditionally Japanese that sort of stands out from my look a little. Unless I was wearing like a kimono.
It's a little bit brighter than the rest of her otherwise all black outfit.
I'll just I'll kind of.
But still, her mood is awful. Yeah, she's irradiating out a your warrior instincts feel the murderous intent in her aura.
Not directed at anyone. It's just against the world. I will murder the world, except this little girl and possibly you.
So I kind of just look at you and
this trumpet is perfect.
Can't hear it. I might have to restart the app thing.
You don't get to hear it. I told it not to let you.
No.
Dick.
But I will just look over and I'll be like, so how long have you had those earrings for?
Oh shit, he noticed. He actually noticed. So that's good. My foul mood is like I kind of dropped the spoon a little. It's not a big drop because it was almost to the bowl, but it just drops. So it's just like it shakes me a little bit out of it. What?
I just Sorry, did I say something wrong?
He's so innocent with it. I'm like a little lost for words since I'm like kind of snapped out of this foulness from the morning. No, thank you. I kind of just say, and I'm not hiding it, but I'm blushing red and continuing just to eat. And I smile at you kind of with a mouthful of food. And then remember to not be so stupid, and then like, and then like eat like normal. You have maintained the 3rd star. Had you not noticed, you would have lost it.
Or said something else.
Yeah.
Completely.
Hey, that doesn't go with your shit at all. Get the fuck out of here. Shadows that bind us. Yeah, that's
So-
that's exactly Isabella's look like. Huh? What just happened there?
So,
Yeah, Isabella's just kind of like watching the both of you with her head tilted. and that classic, little girl anime, like adult things I don't understand.
did
Kinda
Isabella
look-
get food?
Yeah, she's been eating.
Yeah, just little stuff.
Okay.
Or Saphira probably made her a plate, but yeah.
I will just start eating.
So awkward.
And
I-
then the table goes quiet once more.
I do get distracted by an odor of something that just shouldn't make sense. Chocolate and bananas baked into a pancake. And so, like, even though I'm trying not to pay attention because that goddamn roll is good, I'm just like, you can hear like my audible sniffing. And I turn. And who did you put it in front of, David?
Chiho. I made some for her.
For once, and you catch this, I look at Chiho with jealousy. It's apparent to you, Karu, too. Like, I twerk my like lip a little, like not in range, but it's like it's actual jealousy, wanting.
Akiho, go ahead and make me a soul roll.
God damn, David. I have to make that for my family. When my sister is here, I will make it, and it's like, yeah, maybe you had pastry chef training, but behold, bitch.
you see
I'm gonna do
Chiho look up at you, but you have no idea why. She just looks at you for a second and then immediately looks back down at her food and keeps eating.
I can't blame her. Look at that.
I just kind of nod and then continue to eat for a minute.
You know what it is, David. Immediately, Akiho. It's jealousy.
Oh wait, I thought he said that I saw
It
Chiho
was
looking at me.
Chiho.
Oh.
You didn't notice
Oh.
Megumi at all.
I'm just looking.
Just so oblivious.
Pancakes are too good.
I'm just
To
gonna
notice
continue to
anything else?
eat like my bowl of cereal and just sigh and eat. My rage has been stilled by Karu's sweet innocent comments, and then this amazing dish that I did not get to partake in. I'm like mood swingy this morning. Beautiful. It's a hormones.
Yes.
Definitely a hormones.
So about 30 or 40 minutes have gone by and Lawrence still hasn't come to breakfast.
That's right. Like looking around, he isn't here. Fucking bird boy. And he probably would have sat next to me, so I'm kind of just like. So I'm just gonna say, hey, Haru.
Yes.
Lawrence anywhere? Have you seen him?
I have not seen him this morning.
What?
I was actually, that was part of the reason I was concerned about a couple of things since the events of yesterday and all that.
Oh, I wonder if he's with Gustav. I say, dripping with anger.
I mean, I suppose that's a possibility.
Well, would you think it would have been considerate of them to, let us know that he's okay and might not be joining us for breakfast today? Like responsible adults in charge of children.
So I'll, when you mention that, I'll stand up. It's like, well, perhaps we should check on him then. um, and actually, Saphra's still in here, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually,
She's cleaning up.
Saphra. Miss Saphra.
You actually scare her a little bit. She jumps because she's like intent focusing on washing dishes, and she's like, hey, Karu.
Morning. You, food was amazing, by the way. I was also curious if you knew the whereabouts of Lawrence.
She turns around and she puts a finger on her chin, and she's like, no, he hasn't been here. Then she kind of turns to a plate of food that's just sitting there, and she says, I made him a plate too. I guess he hasn't come to pick it up. I mean, maybe he's not feeling well.
Well, okay. I guess I'll go check around and check his. I guess I'll see if he's in his room still.
All right. Well, if you're going that way, you might as well. Could you take the food to him? Because if he's sick,
Oh, yes, I can do that.
And she says, "Thanks, Karu. You're so reliable. You'll make someone a great husband someday."
When she says that, Carl will be like, Carl will probably blush just slightly and be like, "Oh,
She gives
right.
you a wry, teasing smile as she turns around.
And I'll turn around and leave." I guess on the way out, I will ask if
Megumi, go ahead and make a soul roll. Karu seems a little flustered, maybe a little blushed, after talking with Saphra. Are you there?
I'm never here.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Check 1, 2.
There
Working.
you go. You're back.
I don't know. It was weird because you were the scratchy one, and then I'm gone. That doesn't make sense. But okay. So he's flustered, my sweet boy. But he wouldn't say anything to make him flustered, which means she said something. I'm gonna clench my fist a little bit and grit my teeth. I will remember this.
On the top of the screen, Megumi will remember.
Yes.
Megumi will remember this. Okay. I will when I come out of the kitchen area. I'll ask. Does anyone want to see if Lawrence is in his room or something like that?
Yes. Let's. I'll help you with this. Okay, I'll get up and let's go check on him.
I'll try to gauge and see if Chiho wants to go or if she wants to stay here.
You can make a soul roll unless you want to just ask her.
I'll probably. You know what? I'll just ask her. Hey, Chiho, did you want to go with them?
she's like
See how Lawrence is doing, or do
she
you want to stay
kind of
here?
stammers for a second, and she's like, "Oh, I had something to do. I actually, um, yeah."
Okay, I understand. We don't need to go.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go check on him real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
See you guys in a little bit.
Akiho will wave by, but then stay near Chiho.
Um, Max and Sora walk up and they say, "Oh, we'll go with you."
Oh, okay.
Oh boy. I say feigning, obvious feigning enthusiasm, but whatever, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, come on, let's go. I say to them, kind of like business-like.
Sora just kind of gives Max a glance and says, "Wonder if something happened between them." Max just kind of shrugs, and they just follow you out. I will be right back because I have to use the bathroom really bad. So I'll be
Okay. You do that.
He almost pooped his pants.
Are you
Hey,
guys?
you guys hear?
Okay, so where were we? You were taking food to Lawrence?
Lawrence. Yep.
Okay. What about you, Akiho and Chiho?
Just
Chiho is kind of just like hanging around. Like,
yeah.
she seems to just. She doesn't seem to have anything planned. She's just hoping you come up with something.
Do we have class today?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Probably just go to the. I figure she would probably like to go to the pool. I mean, I figure she probably would prefer the beach actually, but that's too far, and the
That's a
pool's
little
right
of a
there.
walk, yeah. All right. Well,
So I'll suggest that to her.
she obviously likes that idea.
I thought she might.
She says that it feels like she hasn't been in the pool forever, and she basically starts skipping off to the pool. You actually have to remind her that, hey, we probably need bathing suits, and then she's
Yeah,
like,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, I was gonna mention, I think we need to go get our suits, and then I think I'm gonna grab a good book or something, and then I'll just grab whatever book my character is currently reading, and essentially sunbathe by the pool.
She's a bit confused about why you would bring a book into the pool.
She hurts my head.
Specifically, she's worried that you'll get it wet when you're swimming.
God, she hurts my head so fucking much.
And they don't float, so.
Yeah, I just mentioned it'll be all right. I won't bring it into the pool with me. I'll sunbathe for a while and get some reading in.
She's confused, but she just kind of nods and says, okay. Okay, the rest of you are heading up to Lawrence's room. You guys get up to that floor, or where are you going to look for him first?
I guess go to his room since
Yeah.
Cypher hasn't seen him. And yeah, it makes sense that after the events of yesterday, he might be wore out.
All right. Well, you are on his floor, and in front of his room.
Okay, I will knock on the door.
Um, there's no immediate response.
I will see if the door's open.
It is locked.
I will I will become shadow and go under the door. Is there enough room?
Yes, there is.
I will shadow into the room without any kind of warning.
Without a care in the world.
Well, you know he's French, so he sleeps naked, just so you know.
So yeah. So I go in there with the immediate intention to just pop out and then open the door from the other side.
It is, even though there is light coming into the room from, you know, the daylight, but the rest of the room is just no lights on or anything.
That's fine. I don't want to do this alone, so I'll, shadow to the bottom and open it. I could lockpick tools, but this is easier.
Sora and Max are kind of have their eyebrows raised as you do this.
It's very useful. Click. The door just opens, when I unlock it from the inside, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, entry.
Alright. Well, the door's open, the room is dark, and it looks pretty neat, actually. Well kept. You see on the walls, though, you see the various portraits that he's been drawing. You see the one of you, Megumi. He's mounted it in a frame, and you see the little finished portrait of that he drew on the roof, which is kind of an idealized, there's the roof and then there's clouds that are stepping stones up into the heavens. And you see a little sketch of the gravesite of Leon that's sitting on a table that's half finished. You can actually see little splotches on it where he was probably crying over it and he just never finished it. It's just sitting on a table somewhere. But other than that, there's a lot of sketches of birds just all over the place.
If there's a light switch, we can turn it on, right? No
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Any sign of struggle or anything weird?
No, it's perfectly well kept. The living room area is empty, though, besides the portraits.
So possibly it just looks like he just got up and left. No big issue. Do you mind if I guess, forensics this?
I do mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Boom.
I mean, you can kind of get the feeling that he was in the living room and that, there's still other rooms to check.
Okay. Bathroom? I don't know why I went there immediately, but bathroom.
No, he's not in the bathroom.
I'm gonna call out from him from
do,
the bathroom to the rest of the room.
You do see a towel that's just kind of laying in the bathtub that he didn't put up.
Oh, that's strange. The bath did run though? Was it slightly foggy or slightly slimy? Like he took a shower?
Not within the last few hours.
He hasn't been in here for hours. Not even probably a morning pee or anything.
Yeah. Max says he's probably still in bed.
We'll go check on him then. I don't want to like wake him up in bed if he's still there. One of you men go check on him.
Uh,
Men folk, I'll say.
that Isabella is she's been standing close
Just
beside.
in the.
She's
Oh,
been
okay.
standing close beside you, kind of like following you around this whole time.
This is just strange. But she's useful to have if I need a fireball, I guess. I say in my mind.
Max and Sora are kind of looking between themselves and you, Karu, kind of like, well, who's gonna do it, kind of thing.
I'll do it.
All right.
So I open the door to his bedroom.
Actually,
I'll knock on his door first. I won't actually open it, cause.
All right. You knock on the door and you hear some shuffling, and you hear. How did you get in here? Never mind. Just go away.
Lawrence, I brought you your food.
Go away.
Do you want your food?
No.
Good, he's still there.
Just leave me alone.
That'll summon me near, too.
Don't. Aren't you wanting to see everyone?
It's just silent on the other side.
Lawrence, I'm gonna just like knock on the door and let him hear my voice. Can we come in? I'm gonna try and be soothing. I actually do have concern. You want me to soul it?
Sure.
This isn't really a this isn't really a, you know,
Alright,
what the hell is it called? A seduction.
He's pretty pretty adamant about this, so I'm giving his roll a +2.
Fail. Yes.
He fails. He says, "What do you want?"
We want to check if you're okay. You didn't make it down for breakfast, and you always do.
He says, I just want to be alone.
Why? I legit like want to know. I'm gonna turn and just put a like hush, to my lips, like a finger to my lips, to like the other two fucking boys here.
The 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's 2 boys and a man, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. He just says, give me a soul roll.
Okay.
Because it's a really light whisper.
I can't hear.
You don't.
I might take a guess.
You hear mumbling.
All right, I'm gonna hear a guess. I'm just gonna go with the guess. And it's like, you're not afraid you'll hurt us. Is that right? Is that it? I'm just taking a shot in the dark, kind of based on what the hell happened to me this morning, and maybe that's what he's feeling after summoning fucking Birdzilla.
He says, I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to hurt anyone. Then he says, he just says, just go away. I'm a freak.
I'm going to go ahead and tell him. I'm just gonna put this out there then. Look, you're not a freak. We're all strange in our different ways, but you're not a freak. If it makes you feel better about you being afraid, I had one of the teachers accuse me of possibly influencing Leon to jump. I say that like I just like throw that out there. What happened earlier this morning? But you know that's not true. And if it came down to it, we could take down the birds. We can take down all these birds. We'll fight to save you, okay? You're not a freak. You're one of us. Now come out here so you can get some breakfast, damn it. Kaoru
Get-
brought you something to eat.
Give me a soul roll.
Yeah.
Let's just say with advantage, because I don't know what modifier to give you.
That's still pretty good.
You can roll one
Oh.
more.
Maybe I'll get a 14.
All right. You hear like ruffling from the inside, and you hear like something fall over, and you hear ow, and then you hear him walk up to the door and just like slowly open it, and you see him like in silk pajamas, and he just kind of leans open the like kind of peeks through the door, and he's like he says, I don't want to hurt anyone. I didn't know I could do that. And he says, if that's what I'm gonna become, I don't want to get better at my powers.
Okay, this is where I sit in. It's just like, look, you know the reason I even volunteered to go touch the orb?
He looks up and he says, no.
Well, for starters, if you remember the first couple days we were here on the island, I wasn't exactly very keen of the idea of having powers to begin with. They just showed up out of nowhere, and I didn't really have a choice to deal with them. But the reason I went up to the orb was to be able to, if I'm gonna have these powers, then I want to make sure I can control them. And that's what we were told, that's what would happen. So yes, our powers can become a big influence, but I don't want that to influence me. If that makes any sense. If we're gonna have these powers, we might as well learn to control them.
He looks at you through the door and he says, yeah, Karu, but you're different. You're strong.
That doesn't
Well,
mean you can't be.
He can teach you to be strong. We can teach you to be strong.
He shakes his head and he says, I can never be like you guys. I'm just weak and afraid. And I just want to be normal. I don't want these powers anymore.
Think of all the good you can do with them, though.
I kind of give a glance over at Megumi when she says that.
Like kill. No, I was kidding. You help animals and people who care for them. You're capable of so much. You don't even know yet.
So much more.
We'll help you. This is gonna be like what he sees in a flashback when he's fighting like a government official who's taught him to kill. Yeah, I remember what my friend Megumi said back then. That kind of shit. I'll show you what it means to be a hero of justice. I was kidding. Such a cringy line.
Isabella walks up and she says,
Fireball.
she just whispers, free real estate.
Yeah.
No, she walks up and she says, Lawrence, don't be afraid. Come out. And she just looks up and she says, I want to have fun with you again. And I can't do that if you're in here. And then she says, you promised me to teach me how to draw good. And Lawrence, he kind of sighs and he says, or he starts opening up the door more, and you see him. Uh,
Hmm.
you can tell that his eyes are just red, and he looks really tired. Um, and uh, but he opens up the door, and he just kind of solemnly nods. And at that point, you can see tears starting to well up in his eyes again, and he's like, "Thanks, guys."
I kind of look at Karu and saying like we did it, kind of like in my eyes, even though it's mostly you.
Well, I will pull out his plate of food and it's like, here, this is for you.
There is one thing I want to check though.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Backstab.
If you guys want to roll a mind or a body,
Shadowbind. That's okay. I'm too busy looking lovingly at Karu, who seems distracted by something else. What is it you see, my dear?
Karu, Vera at some point during this walked into the room and has been standing there for a while.
Okay.
No one else seems to have noticed that she walked in though.
When I did Lawrence take the food?
He's standing in the doorway crying like a little girl.
I'll hand it to Megumi. It's like, here, hold on to this for him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go over to Vera.
And Lawrence just says, "Oh, you're all such good friends. I'm so glad I met all of you. I don't want to hurt anyone."
For real estate, hashtag it. It is technically the final goal. Yeah, we're gonna get dark about it.
All right.
Nines.
Such an RP spell.
But okay, so you go over to Vera, and as you start walking over to her, Max and Sora kind of look over there, and Vera was standing right beside them, and they both like kind of jump back, like, "Oh!" Like, when did you get here? She kind of just she makes no reaction, and she says, "I've been here."
I will ask, Vera, what brings you here?
She just says, "Well, I heard a commotion coming from in here, so I thought I would come check it out."
Apparently Lawrence has been here all night, so we were to bring food to him.
She looks at you and then looks over your shoulder, and then she says, "Is everything okay?"
Everything is.
Karu,
perfectly
give
fine.
me a soul roll.
Okay.
That was very pointed. she looked at you and then looked over at Lawrence and she was like, "Is everything okay?"
It's like, everything seems fine now.
Then she just gives a little nod and she says, "That's good to hear. I would have hated if anything was wrong."
Putting her kukri away behind her back.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm sure if anything were to go wrong, I'm sure you would be one of the first to find out about it.
I would hope so. So when are you planning on going on that little expedition?
Well, depending on how everyone's feeling, possibly later today. But if everyone is not feeling as well, we might wait till tomorrow.
Max or Sora says, "What expedition?"
Oh yeah. We're gonna go, check out the center of the island.
Max kind of elbows, or Sora kind of elbows Max, and Max just says, "Oh, what? Just you and Megumi?"
What?
Daggers. Die, daggers.
No. There's supposedly a bunker there. Remember? Actually, who all knew about the dead zone that Lawrence mentioned?
I think everybody but Max.
Because I knew a few of us knew about it, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of them were around when he was talking about that.
so yes, there's a zone in the center of the island that was pointed out to be a bunker, I believe.
Okay.
Sora just says,
Wait, what?
"Oh yeah, I remember that."
So that was the place we were going to go. Originally, Kretsch, I believe, mentioned something about it being an old military base.
At Sora says, "Yeah, and so what? You just curious?"
Well, of course. I mean, if it's just a random building on the middle of the island, then, I mean, it's worth checking out, right?
I mean, there are plenty of random buildings just in the middle of the city where I'm from, but I never really felt the need to go.
Yeah, but we're on an island, so there's less structures, meaning any outliers would be more interesting.
Well, I'll go check it out. Why not? Nothing better to do. And what about you, Max? Well, yeah, since they let me go, I'm eager to kind of go anywhere that's not inside, so yeah.
Oh, hopefully
Awesome.
we don't find out it's some crazy experiment room inside the bunker. I wouldn't put it past them though.
Max just is like, yeah, that would suck. Yeah, that would suck.
It's all right. Whatever happens in there, I'm sure you'll pull us through, right, Karu?
Gosh dang it, pointed at again. Well, I- if it's, I'm sure we'll all be fine. It's just a building.
What about Lucilla? Will she be coming?
I believe
Or
she
you,
can.
Vera? Is Vera still there or no?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
still there.
And you're coming for sure?
She just nods at you.
Max, you should be excited.
Oh, great.
She'll be there.
He's like, well, I mean, I'm excited to get out.
Well, we should start. Unless you guys need a little more time to relax, we can probably start packing and getting some stuff organized for the trip. Whether that be today or tomorrow.
Lawrence walks out of his room, and he says, "No, I'm ready to go whenever you are. I don't want to be inside sitting around, thinking right now. I think that'd just be bad."
Yeah, just be like Chiho and just not think.
Gosh. If you're up for it, Lawrence, don't want to.
Lawrence just says, "Sometimes I wish I could," and then he kind of chuckles.
Yes.
All right. Well, if you're sure, then we'll get stuff together. We'll need to get Akiho, Shiho, and I feel like I'm missing someone.
I think that's everybody. Well, except Lucilia.
Well, Lucilia's already planning on joining us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think you've missed anyone.
I guess not.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'm mistaking Max's cat form as another person.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just like something's weird. Okay. So yeah, we'll just get Akiho and Chiho, and then that will be every one of us. We'll need to make sure to pack enough food. Which I mean, it's only like a day out, but
Vera says, "What about the teachers?"
Ugh, I roll my eyes at that.
well, I mean,
I don't think they would react very well to all of their students just disappearing into the night.
Yes, how do we get around that? I mean, we could just disappear in the night and they would have no idea. You know, like normal.
Um, let's see. How to approach that? I feel like it probably would be best to inform them, but I'm afraid it might impede our destination. Mentioned to them.
How would we tell them? Hey, we're going. Should we just tell them we're going camping, or should we go? Hey, we're going to explore that secret forbidden bunker. Hand on my chin, because I seriously don't know how we would explain it.
It's not very far from the beach area we were at when we had to deal with the orb. We could say we're going back there to hang out on the beach for a while, and we could do that. And
Nothing to do with
Huh?
Yes. Nothing to do with the orb that whispers. Promises me much. Give it to me.
So what's the plan? Everyone got quiet.
Oh, I thought you were
you
gonna
were
say
saying-
something.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Well, I suppose. Gosh.
I. Well, I'm for just disappearing in the night and leaving a note. To be honest,
Lawrence
it might
is
be
like,
suspicious if we have Akiho preparing us rations though before we leave.
Lawrence is like, I don't know, that they might get really worried.
Oh yeah, they would, huh? Well, if they were worried, then they'll come after us and save us. You know, because we told them exactly where we're going. We just have a head start. I shrug. And think, and then I start mumbling a little bit of like what would be good rations to kind of get Akiho to make us. That would last and also be as delicious as this morning's breakfast.
Vera says,
And that's I'm mumbling all of that, thinking about rations, delicious rations that you could cook up, Akiho.
Vera says, well, that would work, assuming we knew the correct path to take. They seem to be knowledgeable of this island enough that if we stumbled on our path, they may catch up.
Hmm. That's true. We don't actually have a clear path, do we? Damn.
Lawrence kind of speaks up and he says, yeah, and that bunker place actually wasn't pretty close. It was actually really far away.
Yeah, the center-ish. Oh, can you put on the map the general idea where we think it is? Like a little X?
You think it's somewhere in this area?
Okay. That's a lot to look for.
Well, that's the same distance from where we're at to the waterfall, so
Yeah, so...
it's gonna take about that long, about most of the day to get there.
Well, if anything, if we don't go in the bunker, we could at least go on a big hike. And we need to, like, legit figure out our path. I don't know
And-
who can navigate, though.
And the waterfall about halfway there is already is a path. Like you can, there's kind of a pathway this way, so you basically started going through jungle about here. So it was pretty fast tracked too.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
and-
Way compared to just going through the fucking woods.
And Judas was guiding you, so it was pretty quick.
I mean,
And Lawrence says, well, I could probably get us in the general area, but, you know, after a certain point, the birds don't like that place at all.
Yeah, they would just tell you where they don't like to be, and not really be detailed about it. I am assuming, if I were a bird. Caw. Why did I caw? But I did.
Sora just smiles and he says, no, it's cute.
I completely ignore him. He has no hearts. So I just talk to him almost as he's a non-person. I mean, even though Max lost a heart, I mean, I do notice him at least, and I fuck with him. Sora, though, is a non-entity.
so
I don't know. What do you say, fearless leader? What should we do? A little sparkle in my eye as I said fearless leader.
Sora says, well, I'm not, you know, it's up to you guys, really. I mean,
It's either that or we just play pool.
Car is having a hard time dealing with this because he's like, I really should tell them, but I really want to go see the bunker, and I'm afraid it might impede our. Thing.
My idea of telling them the note with via note is technically still keeping your word. At least that's the way I was putting it.
The way you put it.
Yeah. I know, exactly. Honoru!
Gosh, no, Car
Ve-
is... Car is...
Vera speaks up and she says, "Well, we entrust the Lucilia entrusted the fine details to you."
Gosh.
Max says, "I'm up for whatever. If you just want to ditch the place and just head out now, that's cool with me too."
We can't just drop everything and leave. We've got to at least get stuff ready.
Yeah, we need rations.
I feel like...
I heard it takes about 18 hours to dry out meat for jerky. I'm
Alright.
just like trying to figure it out. Does fruit also take the same amount of time?
I guess I should...
Max just says, he says, "Well, I can always catch birds if I get hungry." Lawrence kind of like looks up at him wide-eyed.
Let's
We're gonna
see.
need lots of water.
Yeah.
The water's heavy.
Let's see if Judas, what he knows about it real quick, and kind of get his kind of opinion on the place, I suppose.
That won't draw any suspicions.
Well, I'll just say credit.
I don't say that, but
So, yes, I'll just ask him about it and see how he reacts to that, I suppose.
Akiho, the rest of the group has been kind of gone for a while.
Yeah, I
Chio's just enjoying the pool, but you know, it's been a minute since
I'll,
you've seen anyone else.
I'll after having spent some time just reading, I'll jump in the pool for a bit as well.
Alright. Alright, guys, continue with your plan.
Yes, so let's see if Judas knows more about like the current circumstances of the.
I'll talk to Akiho about packing food for a long hike and camp. And if just in case if he can cook a bird pretty well. Yes, Lawrence, like, come, my flock, offer yourselves to us.
No,
Give us thine flesh.
Lawrence is just shaking his head like, no, I can't do that. No.
Yeah, good point. Offer thine flesh to us for our goals.
I'm gonna go find Judas now. We'll meet. Let's see.
Sora
It's
says
probably
in the
close to
courtyard.
lunchtime. Yeah, sure, that one. We'll meet there. Let's say an hour.
I'll try and find Akiho. I figure he's not in the kitchen anymore, but where else could he be? If he's with Chiho, I'll use that as my starting point. And like walk off.
Isabella follows you.
Of course she does. I was kind of actually counting on that since she's been following me. I'm going to address that later. Just like, wait, what are you doing following me? You radiate darkness, which I must understand. I
You
must
radiate
understand this darkness.
It feeds me.
It shows me things.
Yeah. He speaks to me sometimes in the night. What? He says, I am the usurper. And you are the fraud. What? Okay. So your Megumi is going to look for Akiho. And Karu is looking for Judas.
Yep.
Max and Sora kinda well, Sora kinda wanders off. Lawrence just stays in his room. But Max kind of follows you out, Karu.
Okay.
And he's kind of like, so you and Megumi are pretty close now, huh?
He's so jelly. That's awesome.
I mean, I guess. We're
How
good
did-
friends, yeah.
I mean, if I can ask, how did that happen? Like, I mean, you don't have to tell me or anything, but I mean, just
Talk to
you know,
each
I'm
other?
kinda- just talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. You've been, in your room for a while, so I think you may have been out of touch with each other. So maybe you can get to know some people again.
I mean, it's no big deal. I don't. It's not like I care or anything really. Just curious. You two just seem a lot closer than before, and you know. Anyway, where's Judas? Where's this guy?
Well, if we know him, he's probably cuts to in the bar. Is he in the bar? Because it'd be funny if he wasn't.
He's not.
Oh no! Was I wrong?
Yeah, judgy.
Maybe he's in the office area.
Well, Max is just like, well, that was a dud. I guess we don't know him.
Maybe he's in the office. I'll check at the offices.
All right. He is in there. You see him sitting at the desk, not his desk, but Judas's desk. Not Judas, Gustav's desk. With
Judas is sitting at
Gustav.
Judas's desk. Okay.
With Gustav, and you just hear him say, well, you see, that's why you normally let me do the talking. And Gustav is just says, just sighing. He's like, I remember back then, whenever I spoke, people listened. Yes, Gustav, but that they're not part of your organization anymore, so they don't have to listen to you. Was
Part of
simpler
Foxhound.
then. Sometimes I miss it, but most of the time I don't. And Judas says, hey, don't start saying you start missing that. I don't want to have to come hunt you down. Then they both turn and they're like, oh, well, look who it is. Gustav looks up and he says, can I help you two?
No. Could you you told me previously about a bunker of some sort. Was
Yeah.
that besides being military, what's going on with it right now?
They both look at each other, and Judas says, "Well, I'm not really sure. I've never been out that far. Just a bunch of jungle." Uh, Gustav says, "From what I can tell, it's just a dilapidated structure. Uh, I haven't been there myself, but uh, it's pretty dangerous out there. There's apparently some sort of alpha predator out there that made it its lair. I tried to, I stayed away."
Oh. Um. Is this Judas or Cratch?
That was Kretch.
Okay. Um.
And Judas says, looks up at Gustav and he says, "Alpha predator, huh?" And Judas says, "No, you can't go hunt it."
You mean Cratch?
Yeah, Gustav to Judas,
Well, I mean,
Kretch to Judas.
oh, if it is there, what if it comes to here?
Uh, he just says, "I'm not too worried about it. Um, Animals tend to stay away from structures, and if it did come, we'd deal with it then."
When he mentions stay away from structures, it's like, well, they didn't really stay away during the camping trip.
Did you say that?
I kind of mumbled that.
Judas says, just kind of smiles and he says, "Well, yeah, we were in their territory, and tents aren't exactly structures, kid."
You made it sound like you were confident they wouldn't come out at us, though.
Well, someone must have let the fire die down. He shrugs.
Well, still, if it happens to come out here, shouldn't it be dealt with before then?
Gustav says, he says, "Well, it's never bothered us before, and I really don't want to be responsible for what taking that thing down might do to the ecosystem here. So I just thought that I would let nature take its course. It has nothing to do with us."
How big would you say that cat is?
30 feet.
Yeah.
He just looks at you and he says, "I don't know. I never got a look at it."
I kind of look at Max for a second because he's part cat. I'm just like, Max,
Huh?
how big were the cats, the saber-tooth ocelots we had dealt with during the camp? By the waterfall?
I think they were about the size of like what, a dog?
How big would you expect like an alpha cat to be?
I don't know, like a big dog? I don't know. I don't know animals.
You're racist.
I've
That's right. Yeah.
I've been to the zoo. I mean, the lions are pretty freaking big. So I don't know, that big?
Oh, okay.
Then he kind of looks at you and giving you how should I know look.
What does she see in him?
um. So. So Judas thinks he can take an alpha one of these.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I was saying. So Judas thinks he can take an alpha one of these.
He just grins and he says, "Never know until I try."
Huh. Hmm. So is that a yes or no?
There's a shrug. And he says, "I haven't seen the thing."
Okay. Uh. Hmm. Actually, another question. What did you actually do with the orb then?
Both of the teachers look at each other and with a kind of concerned look, and they say, Kretch just says, "I don't really think that's important."
Okay. Well, I guess we'll. I don't have any other questions, so I guess I'll just see you sometime later.
Gustav kind of just turns and looks out the window, and Judas is just like, "All right, see you kids later."
All right. And we'll turn around to leave, unless Max wants to say anything else.
He doesn't have anything to say.
All right. I guess we'll head back to the. I guess we'll head to the courtyard. Well, or the actually maybe get some tools from the shed first.
Uh, well, the shed is locked.
Of course it is.
Max says,
I forgot about Max with me.
he says, he just, he's like, if we're planning on sneaking out, I can get us in the shed.
I just kind of look at the shed, and I kind of like tilt my head slightly and just like, well, I guess the question is, do you think we could, if we ran into the alpha, do you think we can actually uh, either escape or deal with it?
He leans against the shed and crosses his arms, and he's like, you know, honestly, I'd run away, but we do got a master blaster with us, and that could probably nuke the whole place.
Oh gosh. um, I mean, I suppose you have a point.
I mean, you're supposedly all cool and strong and everything, so you might have a chance too. I don't know.
Okay, I have to ask: is there is that like not common among people or something?
What?
Being strong, I guess. I don't. know how strong I am per se, but
I mean, most people don't dedicate themselves to learning how to kill people with swords, so yeah, no, it's not very common. Most people do things like, learn how to be accountants and
I don't kill people.
but you could, right?
The point of a sword is murder.
This sword is murder. Its name is Life Taker. Life Drinker.
I think I'm done talking about this.
Drinker of life.
Let's just get into the shed.
Max just kind of shrugs and is like, oh, whatever, all right. And you see him turn towards the door, and he reaches into his pockets. You're not really sure what he has in there. But you just see him lean over the door for a second, and then you hear click, and he just opens the door.
Okay. Wow. Very
Shit.
impressive. How'd you do that?
Ow.
He just shrugs again, and he says, "You spend all day swinging a stick. I had to spend all day learning other stuff."
Okay. Shed is open. Okay. What kind of tools are in here?
Basically, most things that would be used for maintenance and janitor stuff, but there's also things like tents,
Okay.
tents and things.
Definitely need the tents. Oh.
Also, you see at the far end, there's like there's like bow staffs, right? But they're the kind that have the big padding on the ends, and there's like those bodysuits that are like padded so you can hit those. There's like training dummies and wicker dummies at the end. You see some rolled tatami, and you know what that's for.
For sushi, right?
Yes, large sushi.
The biggest sushi.
Human sushi.
Sushi, gosh.
Whale sushi.
Oh, gosh.
But no, you know those are for test cutting swords and things. You are quite familiar with those.
You should take one. What is it again? Specifically?
Rolled up tatami mats.
Oh, wait. I thought you were saying there was like weapons.
Oh, there's like padded foam weapons.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I thought someone was mentioning like cut steel and stuff. I was like, what? I guess, but okay, never mind.
I mean, there's a machete in there. There's 2 or 3 machetes in there.
Probably should take those. We'll take 2. 2 should be. Well, actually, how many of us are there? How many of us can actually use a machete? I think it's probably me and Farah.
Max
Probably that's it.
Max
Maybe
Max
or
just
maybe me.
picks up a machete and he says, I mean, you just hold it like this and swing it, right? Not that hard.
I'll grab one for me and grab one for Vera, I suppose. So will you take all 3?
All right. Well, you gather all of the tools you feel you need, or at least get them prepared to take them later.
Yep.
All right. Megumi, you are searching for Akiho.
I'm assuming if he's with Megumi, he is either at the pool or Chiho. Sorry. It's gotta be the pool or anywhere water related. Should probably pull them into that shit. So I will
Alright.
check the pool first.
Okay. You go to the pool and you immediately see Akiho reading a book. Actually, no, they're actually in the water with Chiho.
Yeah.
And they're kind of.
The
Giggling,
first thing
I
I
guess.
say, oh, you're giggling, that's so cute. Just kind of I'll walk up towards the edge of the pool, hands on my hips, and ask as seriously as I can, a serious question. Akiho, have you ever made camping rations before? Just my first thought.
Camping
Just
rations?
immediate silence as they both.
Yeah,
As Chiho looks up at you.
confused.
I stop for a second, pause, like glance at Chiho, and then glance at Megumi. But yeah, I've dabbled in making jerky before. It was kind of fun.
And, like dried fruit and like biscuits that'll last
Sure. I
for
could do
days,
something like that.
possibly, maybe a week.
For a week? Are you guys ditching the school?
Sorta. I say, kind of scratching the back of my head. Not exactly, but there is that place, that we've discussed earlier. I'm looking around for any teachers. The BUN GER.
What's a bunker?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that just gives me like those long blinks. The audible blinks. That's what you hear. You get.
I think Megumi's talking about the bunker that Lawrence found.
Isabella nods her head and says she was trying to spell bunker but did it wrong.
Yes, that's right, Isabella. Oh, what the joys of mind one, most likely.
Let's see. Oh,
Pretty sure mind one is a vegetable.
Oh, then mine two it is.
Well, do you want to go with Lawrence to check out the bunker, Chiho?
She's like, well, if you're gonna go, I'll go. Then she says, sure, I guess it'll be fun, right?
Yeah, we're all going, so it'll just be another outing.
Oh, everyone? Oh, then sure, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can make some food for us.
We're gonna have to raid the fridge a lot. I'll help, I guess, if you can just tell me what I need to do.
Well, first, how many people? Akio says as they're getting out of the pool to dry off.
All of the people.
All of us, the gang, and Max, who was missing, and he can leave now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Karu's working out the other details, but I figured we can get a head start on, making stuff.
Okay, so you wanted to start soon? Are we leaving out tonight?
I don't know, but we're gonna meet in the courtyard in an hour to discuss things. And I kind of figure like 40 minutes, 50 minutes ish.
Yeah, you found them
okay.
immediately.
Like immediately.
Well then, we should probably wait until after the meeting to start making food. It will take much longer than that.
Sounds good. But I heard dehydrating meat takes forever.
Yeah, it probably won't be ready until tomorrow
Mm,
if we want meat.
we will need some kind of protein. It's not like we can eat birds or bugs. Gross.
I'd rather not. I laugh as I look at Chiho.
Chiho just kind of sticks out her tongue.
Nah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's. Chiho and I have to get ready, but we'll meet you there at the courtyard. You said, right?
Yep. So I'll just wait for the courtyard, and they're gonna go get ready. I'm gonna just have awkward silences with Isabel, and every once in a while, just ask her little things like, "So how's your day? What do you think of the weather?" Because this is the most I've been talking to her, honestly.
You mostly get good. Okay.
Fine.
Nice. The occasional, I will consume your soul for more power. But
I too care. I too lust for the power of the orb. Wait, what? Nothing.
All right. So, Akiho, right? Chiho is just like, whew, I was kind of worried that she was asking just us to go. I would have felt really uncomfortable with, just us three. Who knows what she might have done, but with everyone there, I don't think she'd do anything crazy.
No, I think we were fine because I'm pretty sure Lawrence would have been there as well. I doubt we would have gone there without Lawrence. We don't know where it's at.
Oh yeah. Does Lawrence know where it's at?
Well, he's the one who found it. I just kind of laugh.
She's just like, oh wow, I wonder when he went out and did that.
Well, it was his birds told him where it's at, right?
Oh, okay. She just nods her head.
Yeah, totally. I gotcha.
Okay, so you see basically everyone except the teachers gathered around the fountain outside of the building. Even Lucilia and Vera are there. And you actually see Lucilia in like jeans and a t-shirt.
What?
Yeah, that's gonna say that gives me a double take for a second. Just what?
Oh, and Vera is also in a similar suit.
Huh.
What
is it with that getup? I had to say something.
She looks up at you like you just asked a really stupid question, and she says, "Well, I don't think a dress is very appropriate for trekking through the jungle now, dude."
I was expecting her to have. I'll find it. Something like fancier than just jeans. Like some kind of bullshit like this.
I mean, they're name brand jeans, but.
Yeah, well, yeah, I figured that. But hang on. Copy. Yeah. I thought bitch was gonna show up in like this kind of thing.
Where did you put it?
Like in the Roll20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like some kind of fucking explorer's outfit.
No, just jeans and a t-shirt.
She just blew away my expectations with that. Okay, I guess. Like, I thought she was, like, dressed for fucking safari. Like, I expected that. A legit safari jacket.
Well, that's not what. That's not what she has.
Okay, well, guess that'll do.
Okay. All right. So, um, so everyone's returned and everyone's made it to
Yeah,
the courtyard.
everyone's in the courtyard.
So, I picked up some information after talking with Kretch and Judas. Apparently, there seems to be a alpha, probably saber-tooth ocelot there. Not entirely sure.
And alpha.
An alpha. Kretch seemed heavily against any interaction with it, so since they were together, I decided to not inform them of the situation.
Don't poke the tiger.
We've got some tools here, and we got the tents. Do we have an idea on food? I'd be looking over at Megumi and Akiho.
Yeah, I have an idea of what I could be making. I just need to see what's in the kitchen.
From the stuff in the kitchen, you pretty much know that if you wanted to, there's enough pre-prepared food that you could just take food out now and probably leave tonight.
We steal all the prep. I'm behind that.
This island was stocked with the idea of, we are going to have to stay here for a very long time without access to anywhere else. So there is plenty of stuff, preserved stuff for you.
That works.
I'll help the best I can.
Yeah. So,
I want to contribute.
Head to the kitchen. Are we doing this now, or is the meeting over?
Sora says, if you guys are ready to head out, so am I. I don't see the point in waiting.
All right, I'll start preparing.
I'll come with.
If you have any personal belongings you want to pick up before we head out, it would be best to do that now. Or any other tools you may suggest or want. I'm gonna hand off. I'm gonna say there's a couple of tools. I'll show the machetes. Be like, who can use these?
Akio just shakes their head, just like, I don't know.
So Max obviously has one. And there's two others.
He hands his to Vera. And he's just like, here you go. Now there's one more left.
I suppose I'll be the other one to use it then.
You're gonna use two, Max says?
No, not two. I apologize. You said one left. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess Max took the other one, or Max doesn't want to use it.
You
That's what
picked
he
up
meant.
3.
Yeah, I picked up 3. I thought Max was going to use
Max
one.
gave his away.
So, it's like, who wants to use the other one?
Lucilia takes it. And we will say that machete is what, a level 2 weapon. That's all. Well, Max says, "All right. Well, are we gonna head out? Like, what's going on here?"
Once the food is prepared and made, we can head out.
All right.
So we're just waiting on that at the moment. But otherwise, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, I'll go start
waiting
getting
on
that prepared
them.
now.
I will help.
It probably won't be ready for a while, but
Yeah.
How long were you thinking?
let me see.
It would be
Okay, who
like
would know this?
an hour or so. If you were going to just pick up stuff, it would be about an hour. Uh, if you were actually going to make the stuff, it's gonna take you all night.
I was gonna say it's 15 hours to dehydrate food. So if we wanted special dehydrated fish for yum yums,
It's
Yeah.
gonna take you another day.
I
yeah.
figured as much.
The
See, I did mention that jerky takes like half a day.
Yeah,
Max just says, "Well, we already unlocked the thing and took the tools. I don't. I hope they don't take very long, because at some point they're gonna, they're gonna see that."
Did they just? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look at Akiho with no concern. Did they just expect us to take like what cans of tuna and?
Yeah, I think they're just eating out of beans, like beans out of a can.
Let's take the good stuff for us.
Yeah.
That's our plan. So it'll be rushed, but both Megumi and Akiho will take the prime stuff.
Stuff it in their pockets.
Yes.
All right.
If there is jerky, we have it.
Yes.
Like
and
like a packet. Even if it's like Jack Links or some bullshit, we have it.
I would also still be able to have time to prepare those bars, though. I believe. Those
Yeah.
take long.
We can bake the bars, and they'll still be a little hot, and just need to be
The-
left for cooling out and stuff. But that's it.
There's actually like a couple big 30-40 pound bags of jerky and just like and air sealed bags, just like
Okay, well
big
we're
bulk
rating
bags.
that. That's totally rated. I'm sure that was jerky throughout the semester. It's with us now.
You just take the bag. It's like it's as big as your torso. There's so much jerky in
Yeah, we'll take the bag.
Jesus. I like it.
Hang on. I have to
Huge bag of meat.
oof. It's heavy, but I don't like stumble.
It's
I toss it
awkwardly
on one of the other
shaped,
countertops.
Mostly it's just awkwardly shaped.
Yeah.
So, to give some detail on what an alpha is, because I realize that maybe not everyone knows what an alpha is.
Wait, what do you mean an alpha?
So, remember the ocelots that we fought back in the camp whenever we were at the waterfall? So there's one, an alpha, which is like bigger and like a leader of them. Is what I'm wanting to iterate is like this is something we potentially might have to deal with.
So it's going to be dangerous.
Well, we're going in a forest full of saber-tooth ocelots, so yes, it's already dangerous.
Sora puts his hand on your shoulder, Karu, and he says, "Don't worry, I have faith in you. You'll do your job."
I believe that we will all be fine.
Yeah,
As
it's
long
what
as we
you've
make
trained
sure
for, right?
to watch. You know, I'm not the only one here that the cats are gonna go after, right? They're gonna probably. If it happened like it did the night of the waterfall, there's a chance that they'll just end up trying to deal with us as we get closer to there. But as long as we're paying attention to each other, we'll be able to handle it with no issues.
Still, I have faith in you. And Sora just gives you a thumbs up.
I can't tell if Sora is just freaking messing with me or just making.
He, if he just plans to goof off and let you do all the work.
He better not. He's like one of the few. He's one of the other like attack potential people, so he better not goof off.
He's like tied with you for strongest in this
Yeah.
group. And I mean, he's just like, good job. You got this.
It's like, I'll leave it up to you.
By the way, if I get crit by an ocelot, you lose a heart from me.
Me?
Yes.
Oh. All right.
-1 heart for failed to protect. I just keep making shit up as it goes along. This is the best.
Well, if you guys are ready, then you
All right,
guys
yes.
can head out.
So we grab a giant bag of jerky.
Bag of jerky.
I
They're gonna
make some,
notice that.
I make some ration bars, and we stuff those into 2 backpacks. And
Yeah.
then we get just like another backpack that we fill with like canned beans and other crap.
Oh, that's beautiful. We will be lords of food.
All right. Well, Lawrence says, "All right. Well, the bunker's this way," and he starts pointing in this direction while just staring at dense jungle.
It's so dense. It's gonna be a nightmare.
Lawrence.
That's what the boys are for.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, could you also have your friends, your birds, kind of watch around us to make sure there's nothing, no creature is gonna turn up on us all of a sudden.
He says, "Well, I'll do my best, but it's not like they report to me or anything."
Yet.
Well, just
If they tell me something, I'll let you guys know.
all right. Of course, we'll also be watching out, but having the extra eyes would be nice.
All right. Well, I guess you guys are heading into the jungle.
I believe so.
Yes.
All right.
Machetes in hand.
About 10 minutes in, Max is like, "Oh yeah, wasn't someone gonna leave a note or something?"
Well, you left the shed open, didn't you?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's a note enough.
I like that. Yeah, because legit, like, you asked them questions and then opened the shed and left it open with missing shit. That is definitely the message.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to announce before we leave escaping that we're escaping.
Yeah. Eh. What's going on? Why is it? Work. Curse you. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna exit out of here so I can actually hear the music real quick because I'd like to hear something.
Wait, why is there? Oh no, I logged into the Log Horizon game somehow. I was like, why is there an initiative roll order right now? I didn't do that. Anyway, can you guys hear the sounds?
Ah! Yeah, I hear. It's
I think so. I
dark,
have my headphones
chirpy.
off at the moment.
It's like tree frogs and junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well it's just not working for me, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's not working.
All right. Well, you guys are going through the forest. About when did you guys leave? Like late afternoon?
It would have been around noon because we hadn't had
Okay.
lunch yet.
All right. So you still have plenty of daylight.
Yeah, we didn't. You didn't grab any lanterns or anything because I figured we have to stop them when it gets dark.
They would have been. There would have been some inside of the.
Oh, okay. If
I
y'all
mean-
thought to bring lanterns, then we can go a little bit further into twilight. If not, then just stop immediately.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing is, we honestly would want to put up our tents before the sun goes down
Yeah.
because we don't want to be putting them up in the dark. Period.
For leaving, I guess I'll hand everybody one water bottle each for now.
Okay.
That way we don't if you're thirsty right now, tough. Just get the bottle. That's it. You got one bottle right now.
Max has already turned into a cat and is sitting on Sora's shoulder.
That is why he is.
And
He's so busy.
and Sora and Sora's like scratching him under his chin.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That's a little weird.
Okay.
And Sora's just like, you're you're a little bit cooler as a cat. And then
I agree.
Max just goes kind of like, like displeased meow. And you hear Sora go, ow!
Oh, hey, bite him.
No,
Oh.
he put his claws into him a little bit.
Yeah. That's not jerky behavior. I just say that just with no context. Oh, well, I'm missing it.
Why am I hearing talking in the background?
Well, someone put something on rhythm.
Oh.
You can mute it.
Oh,
Darth Lawrence. Okay.
oh no, bromance.
So you guys go ahead and give me a body roll, I guess.
Yeah, for endurance, right? Are we during the? Oh, did I already body roll?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I don't even remember clicking it. But I'll take the 9.
Okay. You don't notice anything out of ordinary, and
But I'm not tired, so
you're not super tired either.
good. This is more hiking than I'm used to at this hour.
As you guys have gone like an hour or two into the woods.
Plenty of time to turn back.
Akiho, you're struggling.
Well, we were cooking. You were cooking and
following a
kneading
little-
bars and shit
Yeah,
too.
you're falling a little bit behind. Struggling.
I'll stick with him since I think he's got the good food backpack.
What type of ground would you say this is?
Uh, it's pretty like tangled with roots and grass and things, so it's
Oh.
uneven.
Okay, would you say this helps me at all? I don't know why I'm gonna roll this, but it's
Light-footed.
yeah.
Yeah, it would help. You are fine. Light-footed doesn't particularly help you with noticing anything, but you're not tripping everything, and you're basically running through the forest like an elf.
Okay.
You basically don't notice all the foliage and roots under you. You're just kind of walking forward like it's nothing, and you're actually leaving everyone else behind.
Oh crud! I don't want to do that.
Turn around. There's no one around him.
It's like, guys.
Guys, growl.
Oh gosh.
Guys.
All right. I don't want to leave people behind if I can help it. Like,
All right. Well, then it's simple enough to slow down, and everyone's looking at you like, Karu, slow down. Why are you in such a rush?
sorry. I'm just. I guess I'm excited.
Yes, you want to find the secret underground government laboratory.
What?
What? I did one of those.
Maybe there's another one.
You start cutting out there.
Oh, my bad. Maybe there's another one.
You're still very far away from
Yeah,
the mic.
yeah. Your mic is a little.
Oh, he's far away. Maybe there's another.
There's another orb.
Yes.
It's a little better. Oh gosh.
If
Oh,
you
if there's
say-
like 3 orbs on the island just hidden. That would be very, very scary.
There are 3 in the world, and all 3 of them are here.
Are here. Yeah.
Well, there aren't any complications, and you guys have gotten around here in the 2 or 3 hours that you've been out, so you've made good time.
Okay.
It's a bit hard to tell what time it is under the canopy because everything basically looks like it's darker. There's a little bit of chatter. Lawrence kind of says, you know, besides all the bugs and me tripping over everything, the forest is actually really pretty.
Yeah, these tall trees make it look like there's a kind of a ceiling to it.
Every once in a while, during your talking, you hear one of these. That is just bugs.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Lawrence says to Chiho, you know, I bet there's a really pretty place nearby, and you know, I was doing portraits of everyone, and this would be a good time for whenever we stop. I could do a portrait of you, Chiho. And Chiho just says, she just smiles and she's like, oh, that'd be so cool. And other than that, unless you guys want to say something or talk about anything, then we can skip forward a few more hours and have another body roll.
Akihito wouldn't have really said anything, but would have just hung out with them and just watched Lawrence work.
Well, he's not doing a sketch right now, but
Okay.
Okay.
Then
Yeah, we'll
but
continue.
he is kind of like looking around. Seems like he's looking for a good spot. I don't know, or waiting for everyone to stop. But yes, another body roll. As it's hard to tell what time it is, but it is getting dark. At least under the canopy.
There it is, sir. Oh,
Megumi, you were eating too much jerky,
yeah.
and now your stomach's feeling a little bit,
Oh
not so
God,
good.
I have to take a shit in the wood, in the jungle.
Akiho, you found your second win, and Karu, it's still, not
I'm
very
huffing.
difficult. You're still not having much trouble. Lucilia doesn't look too pleased with the situation. Sora every now and then just starts hovering. Max is occasionally walking beside you guys in cat form, so you kind of lose him under the shrubbery every now and then, but he always pops up beside someone.
Still here.
And what did you say Sora was doing? I didn't hear that part.
I said occasionally you just see him hovering,
Okay.
just kind of like screw this business and like hovering over everything. Vera doesn't seem to care one way or the other. She's just in front of Lucilia with the machete, making sure she has an easy time.
Excuse me.
The stamina of the servant.
Yes.
Chiho is with you, Akio. But yeah. It is around nighttime-ish, or it's around darker in the forest time.
Okay.
It's getting harder to see.
Okay. This is probably when we should set up camp. Alright. Let's set up our tents. We'll stop here for the night.
Sounds good to me.
Oh.
I say, like, trying to play it off, but I'm huffing and puffing. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Vera
Yeah, this looks like a good spot.
I could use a break myself. Lawrence says, good. I think there's just enough daylight for me to find a sunny spot and do a portrait for Chiho. Or at least start.
Just don't go too far from us. We want to make sure we all kind of stay within sight of each other.
Alright. Akiho, you know that this is the first day of a several day hike.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and.
I don't know if you communicated that with everyone or not, but yeah, it's gonna be like half a week to get there. 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I thought they said that Akio may not have said specifically how long, just because I thought I heard one of them say that they were gonna be gone for like a week.
I thought it was going to be 2 days, so after
Yeah.
day 2.5, I'm like, wait.
I thought it was
Where?
going to be 2 days too.
Good job, fearless leader.
Good job. I haven't had a shower in 2 days.
We're following the birds. I mean,
Yeah.
their
Such a
distance
good idea.
is probably not as, To them, it might be a day or
Ah,
two.
God, if we had an orb, this would be so much easier. I'm just
What?
kidding. Nothing.
Uh, all right. So it's getting darker. Chiho and Lawrence kind of just uh, go into a direction in the woods, and Lawrence says, "Oh, I w- th- there's a little spot nearby that's like overlooking, like overlooking the area, and you can like see the forest below us. It's like on we're like on a cliffside or something. And it'll be so pretty." And Chiho's like, Chiho's like, "Nee," just really excited.
Uh, is he
Me,
saying that out loud?
he's saying that as everyone's walking off, or as they're walking off. That's the wrong one.
Did he say something about a cliff?
And Sora's just says, "That'll probably be fine." I don't think Lawrence will do anything fishy while no one's around.
How long
I
does
mean,
it take?
he's
for him
not
to
like
paint?
Max.
Wow.
Max in human form is like, "Hey, what does that mean?" Sora just looks at him. And you just see hear Max that just like just kind of stammering. He's like, "No, just just because I'm like just because I can turn into a cat, you're not funny, man."
I'm so sweaty. I'm so tired. This is a horrible idea. I say as I open up the secret stash of jerky and then I put it in my mouth, and everything, all the doubts are gone because meat.
Akiho will hand you a bar.
Yes. Should we distribute the rations? I say, quote unquote.
Yes, people should probably get to eating.
Yeah.
And I just walk over and put like a couple cans of beans by the fire to warm up.
I do the stupid like rubbing my hands, kind of like evil.
Vera and Lucilia are kind of just like sitting over here away from everyone else. You see Vera actually pull a tea set out of her backpack
Nice.
and like starts putting a tea kettle over the fire. And it's like a fine china tea set too, like something that totally doesn't belong in the woods.
Tea kettle. Sorry if I'm not too quick on the draw. I'm getting tired as fuck.
Okay. Well, we're almost. It's almost time that we call it. But Max and Sora are chatting and about nothing in particular, but they're like, they're like, you know, this feels like a big family camping trip. And then Sora's like, yeah, big family camping trip with hot girls. And then he just kind of chuckles and gives you gives uh, Megumi and uh, Vera and Lucilia stupid smiles and a thumbs up.
I need to slap somebody. Do I hear that?
Yeah,
Hot girls.
he said it so everyone could hear.
Just the loudest.
You
The loudest tired I could muster.
you can tell that he's trying to say it as kind of a compliment. You can also
was
see
feeling.
Lucilia roll her eyes.
There was a bit of pity that I had for kind of not giving them meat, but it's gone now. That pity is all gone now.
You hear Max kind of whispers like, "See, this is why I know if them talk to you," and he says, "They talk to me." uh, Sora looks up at the sky and he says, "Haven't Lawrence and Chiho been gone a while?" It's been about like an hour now.
How long does it take him to paint normally?
Yeah, I think at least someone should go check on him. I'll head that way.
Megumi, whenever he was doing the painting of you, it took about an hour.
How long have they been?
About an hour.
About an hour. So
he should be on his way back by now, I'll mention.
It's at this time, as Akiho starts standing up to like, well, I'll go look for him. You hear the trees ruffling, and Lawrence busts through and is like, "Guys, she fell!"
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what?
Gio, she fell!
Gosh.
I'm gonna just take off running that way.
Yeah. We got rope, right?
Yeah, you guys got rope.
I'm gonna grab.
Lawrence is frantic.
Gonna get rope. All right, let's go figure this out and heading that way.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find a good picture real fast. A lot of Minecraft.
So much Minecraft. Of just cliffs?
Just cliffs.
I mean, there's
Okay,
pretty tall cliffs.
something kind of like, no, that didn't work out. Dang it, I hate when it does that. Delete. There we go. And, you. Now, where is the thing? Because I never know where it saves pictures. Because it's always different. Why is it always got to be different? And here we go. Only imagine the opposite view of you looking down from up there.
Terrifying.
Dang, that's a pretty far drop.
She dead. Oh, she dead.
Sora.
Okay. I could probably get down there.
Yeah, but Sora can easily just float down there.
So can I.
Well, both of you
Sora,
go.
I guess we're going. Don't try
All
anything
right, so
funny. This is for Chiho. I say, becoming a swarm slowly.
all right. Well, whenever you look down, you can just barely see the blip of Chiho just at the bottom. As you head down,
Take Akio with you.
Oh, Sora, I can't.
I'll just grab onto Sora.
Sora says, "I've never held someone while I did this before. Um, uh,
Well, just do your best.
if we fall, it's your fault." And he
Oh, just
said,
man up, Sora. I say as like my head is the last to become a swarm.
"Yeah." Lawrence is like, "Guys, just go."
Right?
Sora's just
As
like,
I'm
"Nah."
holding
And
onto Sora, but then like pushing him towards the edge.
he kind of like closes his eyes and takes just steps off and just slowly starts floating down. Well, not slowly, but not at free fall. Um, Holding on to you, and he's like, this is not easy." Okay. When you get to the bottom of the cliff, the blood has already started to pool up everywhere. Uh, it seems what it looks like is her her body is kind of contorted at a weird angle. It looks like there's a big rock beside where she is, and it kind of looks like she hit that rock on the way down. Uh, she obviously also hit her head because there's blood just pulling out of it, and she's not moving.
Shit. And it's been a while.
It,
Well, we'll try to get down as fast as we can.
as you get closer and closer, you can see more and more. Yeah, flat drop and no sign of movement whatsoever.
Shit. Ugh. Are we down there yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
The there's not really. Uh, Akiho, you can go up to her and see if there's anything you can do.
Yeah, I will for sure. Um,
Go ahead and give me like a medicine. Well, from what you can tell, she definitely broke her lower back, and um, and it seems like her neck snapped on impact, and that head wound is very much critical, a very critical wound. She's not breathing, and yeah, it,
uh,
it's not looking. It's
with
Do
a
something.
shaking hand, Akio reaches out to Chiho and tries.
Tries. All right.
Just try something.
You see the wound on her head start to close up, and the bleeding stops, uh, gushing from her head. You also hear, you start hearing like pop, 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 and you see her body just kind of like move around, and it as if the bones are moving back into place. You don't get everything. It's still kind of contorted, but the neck is in its proper place, but there's still no movement. There's
Well, did that do anything?
Sora is he's just turned around and like leaning over uh, the rock with his hand on there just to like keep himself steady.
It's she's still not moving.
What the hell do you mean she's not moving? Usually she's better after you do your thing. Everyone's better. Right?
Akio is just gonna look at Megumi, just a distraught look on their face. It's not working. I've sent everything I can.
Is she breathing? I'll check to see if at least she's breathing.
You can give me a forensics.
I will forensics this body. Oh. Down. I will not seduce the corpse. Where the fuck is it? God damn it. Sorry, my eyes are worn out. Police sciences, that's what it was called. Couldn't fucking remember. God damn. Well, still not that bad.
Oh, crap. I just clicked on the Sea of Thieves. Um, oh, what the heck? Hold on. You're
He's already
not.
bored of what's happening here and just playing Sea of Thieves now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm just like, you know what? Rocks fall. You, you, you're not seeing any like raising breaths or anything. Holding your hand up to her nose, and there's no air coming out. You put your hands on her wrist, see if there's a pulse, and you don't feel anything.
Shit, this is the part you do CPR, right?
So
I've never had to.
Sora says, I don't know how to do that.
Fuck,
Does it
I
do
might.
any of you?
I mean, Akiho will try, but Akiho is used to the healing just working.
Yeah.
It's never just not worked.
So it's stressing you the fuck out too. Oh man.
You remember how to do it from like when they taught you in school a few years ago. You still remember it easily, and you you go through the process of you turn her body over, and her head still just like covered in blood, and but you start doing it. You start pumping on her chest and trying to breathe air in there. It's not nothing is happening. You just you see Chiho's body just every time you push on it, it just moves a little bit, almost out of it, almost like it's just a doll.
Probably doing that too long, Aki will eventually just stop and then like hug Chiho. Man, I'm crying.
Karu from the top
Mhm.
of the ledge. You can't hear what's going on, but you see them get down there, and you see Sora kind of walk away for a second. Doesn't look like he's doing good, and uh, and uh, you see Megumi just like waving her hands around, and
Yeah.
you can kind of hear her yelling, but you can't hear what she's saying. And then you see Chiho's Akiho kind of do something with Chiho's body and moves it around, and then you see her like over Chiho's body, um, trying to do something, and then you just see her just run up and just like hugging Chiho. Lawrence is just like leaning over or he's not leaning over the side, he's just looking at Yukaru and is like, "What's happening? Is she okay? What's happening?"
I can't tell from here very well, but I need you to explain to me what exactly happened.
He he says, I don't know. I was sitting here doing, this painting and then what?
Nothing.
Yeah, I want to roll insight on him, what he says.
All right, go ahead. And he says, I was just sitting here painting, and then the next thing I know, uh, I see her, and I look up from the painting, and I see her stumbling over the edge, and I ran out to grab her, but she was already falling by the time I reached the edge.
Okay, so what would I roll for? Just body, or would it
Soul.
be soul?
He doesn't seem to be lying.
Um, I'm gonna start lowering the rope. I don't know if I'll be able to get all the way down, but
How much rope did you bring?
uh, I would have brought probably 2 rolls. So however much you think a roll would be, I don't know if it'd be like
Let's say a 60.
20 or 50. Okay,
Let's say 60 feet with 2 rolls. I think you could make it down there if you tied them together.
okay, I'll do that then.
Uh, it's probably about 70 or 80 feet down. Pretty steep, pretty big fall.
All right.
Um,
Uh,
Vera, or not Vera, Lucilia walks up and whispers in your ear. She didn't make it.
um, after hearing that, Karu is gonna has pause for a second, and he's gonna finish. Uh, he's gonna tie the rope. I guess to a rock would be or a tree would be the best.
There are plenty.
Uh, best thing to tie it to let it down. Um,
Well, Akiho and Megumi, you see from up top Karu lowering down a rope.
I see him, but I'm still kind of just in shock.
Yeah, I doubt Akio would actually be seeing that right now. Akio would just be like hugging Chiho, essentially.
You have her blood all over you at this point. It's soaked into your clothes. Um, it it was uh, warm, but now it's starting to get cold. Um, and just the same thing with her body. It was when you were doing the CPR on it, it was still warm, but it's getting less and less warm. It's Sora who actually says, "Guys, we should bring her up. You should let everyone else know."
Lawrence,
Yeah, yeah.
I need you to send one of your birds to Kretch.
And do
Um,
and do what?
I need you to see if you can. Can you have your birds send messages to other people, or is it only you can speak to them?
I I could write a letter or give it to.
Yes,
I
then
don't
do
know.
that. Let's write a letter, send it to Kretch. I need you to write some specific instructions on it.
Mm, okay. I The only paper I brought was. He points towards the sketch pad with the uh, just a line sketch of Chiho, uh, and she's just like sitting there smiling. Uh, and
We we might still have a chance, but I need you to write out uh, Kretch. Uh, uh, we need him to bring the orb for Akiho to restore uh, someone, and we have that's our only chance we got if we want to get her back.
he stares at you for a second, and he he nods, and he says, "Okay."
We need to be quick.
He runs over to the portrait he drew, and he just rips off a small corner of it, and uh, and uh, he takes the only thing he has is the paintbrush, and he starts painting out a letter, and he wraps it up and uh, holds out his hand, and you see just like a little owl um, come land on his hand, and and he you hear him whisper into uh, the bird's ear, and he kind of gives it holds up the piece of paper he rolled up to the bird's mouth, um, and the bird bites down on it and starts flying away. And he said, "Right, letter. Um, oh, I need to sit down."
Uh, I couldn't really hear them, so I doubt they'd be able to really hear me. Lucilia,
Yes.
does your communication go both ways? Or can you communicate to people like that?
Perhaps.
If you can, um, please, if you could get a hold of either Akiho, Megumi, or Sora, let them know to if they need any help getting Chiho up.
Hmm. I'm surprised you are so composed, Karu. It is admirable. I will do this for you. Uh, Meanwhile, down in the chasm, uh, Sora is just like, what the? Um, do we need any help down here? I mean, he shakes his head and he's like, uh, and he just shakes his head again. And uh, Lucilia says, uh, he said they'll manage.
Okay. Then
He
we'll
said
wait
to
for them to
give
get back up
them
here.
a minute. Uh, Lawrence is just over there, kind of shaking. He's just like muttering to himself, just like she's there and then she wasn't. Like, and then he's like, I could have saved her. And then he's just like leaning back and forth, like he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Shit. I might have to cut out a little bit because I'm getting really sleepy, but I'm gonna start crying at this point just because this is like intense. Like the shock will wear out, I think, after like 45 seconds or so, and then I'm just like, I can't. Like I'll break.
If you want, we can end the session right here and pick up
But
tomorrow,
it's up to
or
y'all.
pick up
But, I
next
mean,
time.
if y'all can keep going, I'm fading bad.
Uh, yeah, I'm thinking I need to head to bed as well.
All right.
My
Well,
day was rough in this heat.
we can pick up next time we have the game.
Alrighty.
All right.
Fuck, dude.
Good job, guys. You fucked up.
Well, maybe we can fix it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a big maybe, but we don't have any other choice.
David spec into necromancy. Become Eins.
Funny you
Actually,
say that. I was while you and Tyler were talking solo. I was talking about a potential new character I was thinking about making if it ever came to it for this game.
What, this game?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Eins old gown.
like if something
Like,
happened to my character and they died.
like, or if we ever finish this game and you want to stay in the world, or play a new Beezum game.
Yes, I was thinking I would create the character who's like pretty, like really shy and antisocial. Hasn't had friends growing up because they're the ones
They've all
who
been
like
dead.
Japanese
Oh,
anime.
okay.
They see dead people
Yeah, they
Uh,
see dead people.
shit.
and they can like speak to ghosts and things like that. And
Like
then
like that one guy from Umbrella Academy.
yeah, kind of like that. And then